Hi, I recently got asked about a pony that a young lady was having a problem with leading him in and out from the field. And she was having the problems because he was diving for grass with her and barging off with her and pulling away. And the more she pulled him off the grass or tried to pull him off the grass, the more frustrated he got and then started to use strength against her even more. And everybody was telling her to put it in a bridle to catch, or a chiffney or a chain, and have more control over him and be dominant with him and all of this. And the upshot of that was that after she tried using bridles and a chain to stop this behaviour, which actually made him more determined to use more strength against her because he still needed to get at that long grass. Then the upshot was he was starting to not be caught. Well, why would he? If by being caught it means he's going to go through all that punishment. And as I was talking to her, I was asking about the environment that she's bringing him from and through and towards. And it turns out that, he's on a bit of a starvation paddock, so there isn't any grass, and he comes out the paddock and then he's surrounded by all this long grass as he comes into the yard. And that's a bit like taking a child through a candy store and telling them they can't have any. So his motivation and his desire to get the long grass is a fairly obvious one. And so his behaviour is fairly reasonable if you're looking at it from the horse's point of view, but obviously not what we want. So by using more strength and actually using pain against him, he was starting to get really angry, and it was starting to ruin their relationship. She was starting to get his ears back when she was brushing him and things like that, because he didn't like her very much anymore because she was applying such a lot of pain and punishment. So how to change something like that? If you look at a situation and realise that the function for the behaviour for the horse, so the function of it is that he wants the long grass, and he goes and gets the long grass because that's what he wants. And he's hungry, and it's fairly reasonable when you look at it like that, as far as the horse is concerned. So I suggested she started to look at her training, because it is a training opportunity. Of course it's a training opportunity. It's an undesired behaviour, and it's ruining their relationship. So I told her to prepare for it and to fill her pockets full of lovely, lovely long grass, and to absolutely ram her pockets full of long grass, and to go and catch her pony. And when he comes to the gate and she comes through the gate, go good and give him a handful of grass, and then start to lead him away. And when he's being brilliant, so before he gets to the point where he's going to start diving for grass, say good and give him a handful of grass, and carry on and give him another handful of grass. By using the word good, what she's doing is she's identifying with the horse something that she wants, something she's really happy with, and because she reinforces it with what he wants, which is this long grass, then she's starting to mark a moment with him, and reinforcing it and marking the moment of when your horse is doing something that you do want, something you're really happy with, and something you'd like your horse to repeat. And then you reinforce it with something of really high value to your animal, which in his case was the long grass. Then everything changed, and he's now coming in beautifully. And he comes in to a bucket full of long grass. She has a bucket full of long grass for him as a reward when he comes into the yard before she starts anything else. And she has long grass in her pockets. So he's now stopped completely in a head collar. No bits, no chains, no chiffneys, no yelling, no shouting, no pulling, no getting cross, no getting frustrated. The pony's attention's on her because she's providing him with what he wants, and she's doing it at a time when he's just being brilliant as far as his behaviour is concerned. So just think about things like that if you could just spend a little bit of time marking and reinforcing what you do want instead of concentrating on what you don't want. And using force and punishment and pain, there's a price to pay for it. Of course there is. Why would there not? And is that really how your horse wants to look at you? You know, I want my horses to come trotting up to the gate to come and see me and want to be caught and want to come in, not thinking, oh man, I know what's going to happen if I allow her to get caught. It's just going to give me a hard time. So I just reckon I'll stay here. Anyway, food for thought. If anybody does have any questions, then please do fire them up on Facebook, private message me or whatever. And I may try and answer them like this. Then a lot of people can get the information rather than my just answering it via texting. So I hope that helped. Cheers.